We are out here at one of these old Japanese pillboxes. I'll show you on the map where we are, but we're going to be going down to the beach and talking some trash. So unfortunately, over time, just tons and tons of plastics, glass bottles, aluminum cans, just stuff is washing up. But I'm gonna get in here and show you guys what I find. We'll get all this stuff cleaned up. I do believe that some of these sea turtles use this as a nesting area. I've seen some areas where it's been dug out. So let me get set up and we'll get this beach cleaned up. So in a previous video, I talked about what to bring, you know, in your pack out. And, you know, you've got your luggage, but your company will typically pay for your household goods shipment. And the problem with that is they don't pay the taxes on it. So you're getting your stuff shipped out here, which is extremely expensive, but the company covers that cost, but they don't pay you the taxes. It's considered a frivolous expense, a fringe? No, but at either rate, they take the money back out of your pay when you get here. So I got dinged for like $1,600 worth of tax on a nearly $8,000 pack out, and the stuff that I had was not worth $1,600. And it's here now. So, you know, I brought a computer, a bunch of airplane models, stuff. Didn't need it. Just wasn't planning on getting hit with a fee like that. There's a little rope. And yeah, ended up I had to pay more than what the stuff was worth. I would have just left it. So I wanted to retouch on that. Make sure you guys are aware before you do your pack out that that's an expense that you're gonna face. And it wasn't until recently I started thinking about the fact that I've got to get this stuff shipped either back to the US or wherever I go next. And I expect that expense will be the same. Another $1,600. I'm thinking, oh man, I'm going to just give it away. Or sell it. Something, I don't know. Here's got a bottle. It's not very old. It's got a plastic top on it. And then I got to thinking, man, all my stuff is just a real burden. And kind of wish I didn't bring it. Kind of wish I didn't have it. And now it's starting to become an issue for the fact that, oh, it's hot out here. It's become an issue for the fact that it's just costing me so much money to keep dragging this stuff around. You know, I've got half of it in storage. I've got half of it out here. And I can't really consolidate everything into one place. It's just going to cost a fortune. And it's like, why do I keep dragging this crap with me? You know, it's just becoming more and more of a burden. There's so many like little tiny plastic pieces. I'll never get through that. I've got to focus on the big stuff. Lots of flip-flops, lots of toothbrushes. And we'll probably, here's one right here. I was going to tell you, Scripto lighters. I don't know why, but this is all I find. Tons and tons of Scriptos. So this is the first one. Already found a lighter. I always find Scripto lighters. Never a Bic, never any other kind of lighter. It's always Scriptos. And I'm pretty convinced that there was a cargo ship that it must have dumped one of those big shipping containers full of Scriptos. Those are everywhere. I mean, I don't know how many I found in total, but it's getting up there. I mean, it's probably like 50 or 60 of them. So yeah, my personal possessions are possessing me. And I know I'm not the only person that's in that situation. And that's what I kind of wanted to talk about in this video, was having to let go of some of your personal belongings to try to open up the ability to go to other places and do other things. You know, if I try to drag a beloved couch around with me, I'd be very limited on where I'm able to travel to. You know, can't exactly keep shipping furniture and things like that with you. So at some point you have to kind of draw a line in the sand, no pun intended. But yeah, you gotta say enough's enough. I don't want to take this with me. It's not worth it. And some stuff I am having a very hard time with. You know, I've got military awards, all my little I love me plaques, things like that. I don't want to let go of that stuff. But I also don't want to have to pay rent for it to live in a storage unit for the next 20 years or however long. And so I've got to make a very tough decision on when am I going to finally let go and free myself up from all these belongings that just, I've lived without them for a year now, and I'm doing okay without them. So I really have to start questioning how much longer I'm gonna keep taking these things with me everywhere I go, or how long I'm gonna be paying for storage to keep them where they're at back in the States. So it's a tough question. Oh shit, I gotta stop the camera. So I've already downsized from a house in Phoenix to a small apartment, and then another apartment in Virginia. And then after that, hell, I bought the RV and was planning on living in that thing full time. Why does this bag have to obviously, come on, just open. So yeah, it's kind of tough trying to figure out what to do with all your stuff. Again, it's, you know, I don't want to burden my family with this stuff. It just gets, you know, less and less valuable as every generation passes. And it's like, if it's just going to lose value, I'm the only one that put the value on it, and it's holding me down. And so it's becoming less and less worth it the more I talk about it. So I picked this up thinking it's just a piece of flip-flop, but somebody has like carved a face into this. Somebody made this and obviously cut it out in that shape. I don't know what the hell that's supposed to be. It's probably some voodoo flip-flop thing. I'll have bad luck. Yeah, so lots of interesting things to find out here. I'm just going to continually make my way down the beach. Obviously, it's the only way to go. And keep on picking up this trash. But I just saw this interesting tree. I want to show this to you. I don't know what these trees are called, but this one is interesting because it has lost a branch, and it's got a little hole in there. And if we look closely, I'm going to stick the phone or the camera in there. We might find somebody in there. All right, so this is very much like a little coconut crab hangout. They catch lots of stuff. They hoard, is what I should say. I don't see anybody home, but I don't know how deep that goes. So speaking of hoarding, I guess I'm doing the same thing. And there we go. And yeah, I've got to not be a hoarder. I've got to make myself let go of all these things I don't need. What I'm struggling with, and I don't think I'm the only person, is that I've got to figure out the limit of how much stuff I really need in my life, what's really valuable, and what I really just need to get rid of because it's holding me back. And I can't be the only person. I'm sure you guys are maybe thinking or struggling with that same thing. You know, let me know in the comments. It's just something that if you want to be an expat and you want to get out of the United States, you're going to be on the move. Some of you might be on the run, but either way, you just can't be dragging a bunch of stuff with you. And that's kind of the tough thing to get accustomed to. For this situation I'm in, you know, living here in Roi-Namur, I'm in a kind of an in-between. So I don't have to get rid of everything, but at some point, I can't take all this crap with me. And I've got to decide what's the most valuable stuff that I really, really have to have with me. And that is probably going to be a lot less than I started out thinking. And it's just something to talk about with some of you folks that are looking at coming out here or just looking to go expat around the world. That's the hard part, is you've got to decide what you're keeping and what you're not, because eventually you're going to die and somebody's got to take over all your crap. I don't want to have a whole bunch of crap to have to leave for my kids to deal with and take over. So I'm just having to make some tough decisions on what's going to stay and what's going to go. And that's the end of that shot. All right, so I have now found these strange tracks in the sand. There's 2 of them. And who can guess what these are? They're sea turtles. That's right. And they're pretty fresh. So I'm not going to go back there too far because I don't want to disturb anything. But if we go back here and try to get a clean shot of it, there might be some sea turtle eggs down there in the sand. So that's a good reason to keep this area clean. Do it for the wildlife. So this side is the turtle coming up to the nesting spot. And then the other side, as you could tell by this rock that got kind of pushed toward the water, that was the departure side. So off she went into the ocean. Crypto lighters. Well, here they are. Yeah, I just keep finding them. I don't know. I just never stop finding Scriptos. Found another little piece of foam. Somebody had done some more etching. I don't know. That's so weird that those things are showing up. So that's the lighters. All right. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed this video. Doing a cleanup of the beach. 3 bags is what I got. I am wiped out, tired. Hope you enjoyed the talk about lightening up your load, getting rid of the trash in your life, and just trying to decide how to clean things up so that you're not held up when it's time for you to start becoming either an expat contractor or just a retired expat anywhere around the world. All right, thanks again for watching. If you would, please subscribe. At least give me a like if you like what I'm doing, and leave me a comment. Let me know what your thoughts are and how did you maybe clean up things and lighten your load in life. All right, I'll see you on the next one.